So first of all, before we start this, last game, 1-1. Your thoughts, guys. First of all, I will start with Atanu.
Yes, so last game, I think to some extent, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got the selection wrong because you see, in the Leeds game, we started with McTominay and Fred, and of course, McTominay was having a knock. So, I mean, if you are subbing out McTominay, so you should be subbing in a like for like replacement. And we also saw in the Leeds game that McTominay was going a bit forward. So I think we might have gone with a Jesse Lingard kind of player or a Donny van de Beek, and with Matic and Fred, I think we were a bit too pragmatic. We were a bit too defensive. And I understand that maybe if we had won right now, I would be appreciating Ole's decision to make Matic and Fred together. But of course, we had a disappointing draw. So I think yes, we got the team selection wrong to some extent. And the players that Ole trusted, like Matic, be it Martial, they didn't actually perform and repay his trust. So the not the blame, but we should be performing well. These are the types of games where we should be winning. And I mean, last season we dropped points against teams like this, against the teams against whom we should be winning. So I think we should be doing a bit more better, and hopefully we learn from our mistakes and do well against Wolves.
Okay, I think we all the players and including us, we were quite confident after that Leeds game. But what we need to consider is Leeds playing style suit us. I mean, they want to play 2-2 against us, and we are very good at counters. So in our majority of the goals against Leeds were from the counter attack, and against the team like Southampton where they play just deep, they play something like park the bus. We have to go and break their defense, right? So in that team, we can't go for the same Fred and McTominay. We definitely went for Matic instead of McTominay because of obvious reasons that McTominay was injured. But in that, I think Matic and Van de Beek makes a good link up. We have seen that in our preseason game against Everton, if I am not mistaken. Van de Beek plays much better with in that CM with Matic alongside him. And also, what went wrong, I think it is up to striker Martial. I don't know what's the issue with him. Maybe he's not confidence or anything. It's just that when he's in our team, we are completely a different team. Our that charm and tempo has been faded
Yeah,
away.
yeah, sorry to disrupt, bhai, but yeah, as you said, Martial, he looks a totally different player. He is not in confidence and all. That was a shocking thought for me as well. That if you are replacing a James with Martial, who's not even fit, didn't have the preseason like we all wanted it. But then it comes to the point that Marshall is one guy who can, just give you wonder goals and then he can disappear. There is like no in between. He can come up with the world class goals and then he will just disappear like he did in the last game. Moving on to the next segment, Atanu and Srish. We just had our Champions League draw. We have Villarreal, Atalanta, and Young Boys with us. Your expectation out of the group? I will start with Srish. How do you rate the teams which we have got, and where do you think we will be finishing in the group?
I'm really surprised that we didn't get a tough opponent. I think it's a relatively easier opponent of that what we are getting in that past couple of years. And I really wanted Villarreal, me including in that group of Nepal. We are many of the people wanted Villarreal for obvious reasons that they had beaten us in that Europa final, and we wanted revenge. So, and in that Villarreal game in Europa, I think we were the favorite, and we are much better team than them. It was just a luck that it went to the penalties. I think we are also the favorite to top this group, and Atlanta are missing their one of the best player, which is Romero, and he was also awarded as Serie A Defender of the Year, and he will be a huge loss for them. Though they are a system-based team, they don't rely upon individual, but still it will be a loss. And I think we will top this group. And young boys, I think they are already feeling that they are going to be the fourth, and it will be the competition of, like, that Atlanta and Villarreal are competing for that second spot, and the losing side will go to the Europa.
Atano, do you agree with Srish? We are the favorites. We are going for the top spot. Rest two teams can, play for the remaining second spot, and Young Boys will be fourth.
I think yes, young boys will face some tough competition from all the three teams. Obviously, I would put them on the fourth position. Uh, it's like I was pretty confident after we defeated PSG and Leipzig in the last season's group stages. I was sure that we'll top the group, but obviously we didn't do it. So right now I'm going to be a bit. I'm not going to be a bit overconfident. So I'll say we'll definitely qualify for the knockout stages. Uh, let's see. I think Villarreal won't go into the knockout stages. They'll straight away go back to the Europa League, the dreaded Europa League, where I don't want to be anymore. Any season, any upcoming season, I don't want to be there. So I think Atlanta and Manchester United will obviously go through the knockout stages. And
It, sorry.
as Shiri said, that I'm also a bit surprised that we didn't get the likes of Bayern Munich and the big teams this time, and Manchester City got the big team. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, so whenever we get into any sort of a tournament, where the draw is upcoming, we always fear the worst as United fans, because season after season after season we get teams, which are bogey teams to us, or which are somehow superior to us, either in terms of experience or whatever it is. This time we have two teams. Villarreal, as Sirish mentioned, they had their day against us. They won, kudos to them. But they are not a better team than us. They had their moment, they got the win. That's it. So I will definitely go with United at the top spot. I usually refrain from predictions, but yeah, those two teams can fight for the second spot. I would love to see United hammer Villarreal home and away, and then send them to either third or either fourth spot. I don't care. So we just have to make sure that we are doing our best. Complacency is one thing that we always, that creeps in when United gets a massive win. Like, you can say we got a bit complacent after 5-1 against Leeds, going back to 1-1 to Southampton. We also have another draw that came up last night. That was the Carabao Cup. Yeah, obviously no one gives any kind of thought about the Carabao Cup. But again, once again, we have West Ham in that competition. So Atan, what do you think we should go with? Since it's the competition, we win, we lose. Obviously, this squad needs a trophy, but are you willing to play the first team against the likes of West Ham in this competition in the third round?
I think right now, yes, our depth isn't great as Chelsea or City maybe, but I trust the French players. I trust the substitutes to do the job, and I know that some of the starting 11 players will be involved in that game. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but we are playing West Ham consecutively. Like we are playing them in the league, and then we are playing them in the
Yeah,
cup
I
as
guess
well.
so.
Yeah, so I guess let's see what happens. I think we can trust the French players. Like we can, maybe sub out Maguire and Varane for Lindelof and Vai. We might play Dalot as the right back, and if Telles is fit, we might play him in place of Shaw. So minor tweaks to give the rest to starting 11 players, because obviously we've got so many competitions. We've got UCL, we've got Premier League, we've got FA Cup as well coming in the next few months. So it's all about prioritizing. I think yes, we should be aiming to win the Carabao Cup, because obviously a silverware might help with the confidence right now, and we don't have many players in the squad who have won something substantial. We've got Paul Pogba, Varane, Edinson Cavani, Matic, and Mata who've won something substantial, but the other players need some that silverware. That confidence. Okay, I've won this trophy. I'll try to win another big trophy. So I think yes, we should be aiming at winning every trophy right now. We can't be like, okay, let's let this competition go by. But at the same time, we should be focusing on the league as well. So minor tweaks and twitches to give some rest to the starting 11 players, and that'll make me happy.
So United win, or West Ham can experience a surprise according to you?
No, no, no. United win every day. United wins.
All right. Very few clubs take it seriously. If you look at the teams that play in the Premier League, they barely take this competition seriously, unless or until it's at the stage where they can actually see the trophy. So apart from that, more of like 4 or 5 French players for every team. We also seen in the second round as well, where the entire like 9 or even 10 changes were there by the Premier League clubs. So what do you expect from United into this competition?
This Ole team really needs a silverware to get started. Like it has already been 4 years since we last won our trophy. So it will be great help. It is always great feeling to win silverware no matter what. But what I have seen from that consecutive game, like we are facing West Ham consecutively. In these fixtures, our team rarely wins the both again. Last season we faced Liverpool consecutively, right? In FA Cup and Premier League, we won one game and they won another game. So our team rarely wins both of the games. So we should not risk the entire squad in that Carabao Cup. I think our squad is not that bad to lose against West Ham. Also, West Ham needs to rest their player. Like they also don't have that good squad. So I think we need to do some changes. We should not start all those players. I think it is a good time to give rest to the likes of Maguire, Luxa, Bruno, even Cavani. I think he will be playing a lot of minutes by then. And the likes of Teles, Dallo should be getting some minutes. So we should not really go for a starting 11, but like 7, 8 changes. Our squad depth is not that bad.
All right. So United win for both of you.
Definitely,
Yeah,
United wins.
Atanu, the team for the next game. We already know that McTominay is out for the game. He had his operation, his surgery, and he will be out for like few weeks or even for few months. We don't know the extent of it yet. And we also are hearing the news of Varane starting, Sancho starting. I miss all of these. What team you should think that United should go by in order to finish on a high before the international break starts?
I think it's time that our new signings, Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane, start. It's been a while since they have been training with the team. So I'll go with David De Gea in goal, and left back obviously Luke Shaw, centre back pairing of Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane, the pairing that we have been talking so highly of since Varane signed for us. Right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think in the midfield there is a bit of a conundrum whether we should trust Fred and Matic, or we should bring in Donny. So, in my opinion, I think we should go with a midfield of Matic and Donny, with Bruno Fernandes as the attacking midfielder. Obviously, nobody can take his place right now.
Absolutely.
Left winger is Paul Pogba. Right winger, I think we'll go with Jadon Sancho. And striker, I think we'll go with Mason Greenwood, and Edinson Cavani will make an appearance off the bench.
Okay, with Martial, we don't get that reliability from him. We are not sure when he will turn up in the game. And in especially in past year, he hasn't turned up in majority of the games due to injury and other stuffs. So I will go for Greenwood as center forward. I think he looked much better as center forward against Leeds. And what happens with Greenwood playing as center forward is he drifts to that left wing, and it somehow allows Bruno to play something like false nine we have seen in that Leeds game. And I will go for Jadon Sancho in right wing. I think he has had a lot of minutes here and there, and also in preseason. I think he's fit to start. I also heard the rumors of that Boran is starting. It will be great to see him debut. Um, and in the midfield, I will go for Dhoni instead of Fred. Fred had a horrible game. I would say horrible game against Southampton. His passing was not up to that great, and also with Martis playing as a CDM, it will allow Van de Beek. And what I have heard from other people is that Van de Beek and Sancho make a good link up, because we about that Van de Beek's one of the major attribute is linking play, and it will suit with Jadon Sancho in right wing. So I'll go for Van de Beek instead of Fred, and Sancho instead of Martial, and Greenwood moving up top is center forward.
So, as you said, you mentioned a very nice point over here. Like, Van de Beek and Sancho, they are kind of similar players. They like to play one-touch football. They're good with the movements. So, as you mentioned, I also feel that way that Donny, since McTominay is injured, I don't see Ole having any excuse of not playing him in the next game. He can be partnered with either Fred or either Matic, because the fact is Wolves midfield is not that pacey. And if we are starting Varane, we get our defense sorted anyway. So there is no excuse of playing Fred and Matic again. And there is no excuse of putting Martial over Sancho again. Greenwood is our most informed player. You cannot bench him. Cavani is not ready. As Atanu stated, he is not ready to start yet. So I totally agree with both of your teams, and I would obviously go with the same team, the same, same 11: Van de Beek, Matic, or Fred. Considering we don't have much options over there, since we are still devoid of a CDM with just 5 days, 6 days to go in the transfer window. So on this note, Atanu and Srish, I will be ending the podcast for tonight. So thanks both of you for joining. And guys, I will be putting the MUSC Nepal link of Twitter and also Atanu's channel, the United Stars link in the description. So don't forget to follow both the pages on Twitter, even on YouTube as well. They are just amazing guys, and it's always fun to be with them and talk about football with them, especially United. So thanks a lot again for both of to both of you for joining us.